Alright, it's morning of day one, about 3 miles in, just about up to the Pine Lakes, I believe, just here at the boundary sign for the John Muir Wilderness. So this is day one of a 6-day trip that'll take me over Italy Pass through Bear Lakes Basin, then over Feather Pass, down to French Canyon, and then eventually up and over Pine Creek Pass, and then back down to my car. So pretty epic adventure, and yeah, more to come. But day one going good so far. Kind of surprising with my office slash dad body, but doing okay. Okay, it's just about the end of day one. Made camp maybe about an hour ago. It's about 5:30 almost. Got in, well, probably closer to 4, I guess. Really tough day. That was rather an optimistic first report from the wilderness boundary. After that, especially after Honeymoon Lake, which was 6.4 miles from the trailhead, the portion up into Granite Park really wore me down. It's just kind of off trail enough to make you have to use your mind and really kind of pick your route, even though there is a use trail. So that kind of slowed me down a bit, and the fact that, you know, I was up over 11,500 feet coming from sea level, and haven't really trained at all. So I knew today would wreck me, but really wasn't too bad. I just drank a lot of water, rehydrated, and just chilling out, just reading a book at the moment. So yeah, we'll see how we go tomorrow. Kind of have plans of reworking my plans, but we'll see. We'll see how a good night's rest does me. Alright, it's afternoon of day 2. We have made it to Bear Lakes Basin. It's about 3:30 right now. Just set up camp. Had a great lunch. We're set up here at Ursa Lake. Behind me is Black Bear Lake, I believe. Might be Big Bear Lake. And Seven Gables behind it as the prominent peak of the area. It's a really great hike today, up to Italy Pass. And then kind of got talked into it by 2 of the people that I camped with last night to hit Julius Caesar. I was thinking about saving some legs for Dancing Bear Pass and the descent into Bear Lakes Basin, but turned out fine. Was able to summit with them and hang out for about 20 minutes and come down, and Dancing Bear was very straightforward. Ran into 3 people who were coming the opposite direction, coming up from Bear Lakes Basin, and chatted with them for a bit. They had an awesome trail dog with them, which is always nice to see get a little animal love. And but yeah, now we're here for the evening. So so far so good, day 2. All right, here we are. It's the morning of day 3. I'm just leaving Bear Lakes Basin. Had a really nice, relaxing morning after kind of a windy night that kept me up. Didn't sleep too great, but fortunately Feather Peak blocks the sun, so it didn't come into my tent until about 8 a.m., which is about when I got up. Pretty much got up, made a cup of coffee, and went right back into my tent, read, enjoyed the cup of coffee, and yeah, just took my time, fished for a little bit. Still kind of windy, so no luck, but yeah, packed up, and now it's about 11 and I'm on the trail. Feather Pass is right behind me, I think pretty much right in the middle. So that's my big objective for the day, and then once over that, it's pretty much home free from there, downhill to Merriam for the evening. So yeah, it should be a fairly straightforward day after the last 2. So here's to another great day. Okay, it's just about the end of day 3 here. It's a little after 4, and we're here at Merriam Lake after completing what has been the most strenuous day of the trip so far. I came up from Bear Lakes Basin over Feather Pass, and just the descent from Feather Pass down to LaSalle Lake, the little chain of lakes in between LaSalle and Merriam, and then ultimately down the waterfall in the background to Merriam itself, really drained me. It's just, I think it's less than 2,000 feet, but it's all off trail and a lot of ups and downs and scree and boulders and whatnot, so just a little bit slow going, but made it, found a great spot, got some shade for the first time all trip, so that's a bonus. Just had a nice swim, cleaned up, had a snack, and by the looks of how low that sun is behind the peaks, I'm probably gonna go make dinner and have that done before the sun goes down and it gets really cold. So yeah, another good day in the books. It's morning of day 4, just leaving Miriam Lake. I'm about to hook up to the Use Trail that leads down to French Canyon, which will be my first time back on, I guess, an official trail in about 2.5 days. So that'll be a nice little break from off-trail travel. But yeah, great night tonight, or last night. Frank and Audrey, the father and daughter that I met on day 1, showed up at Miriam around 6:30 last night, and we hung out and swapped tales and stuff till about almost 10 o'clock. And then had a good night's sleep and a pretty still night. And then just, yeah, woke up, cleaned up, usual routine, and we're back on the trail. So we'll fill you in on today's adventure later today. All right, here we are. It's afternoon of day 4. It's barely after 2:30, and pulled in here to Honeymoon Lake and made camp already. Just soaking my feet after putting in probably around 8 or 9 miles from Miriam Lake this morning. Just took my time. Wasn't very hard going, especially being back on trail, so was able to just kind of relax and go slow. Feels kind of silly to pull up here. It's only 6.5 miles to the car, which is probably 2.5, 3 hours. But I have a feeling that my feet and my knees will thank me for giving them a good night's rest instead of trying to do an extra 3,000 foot descent on top of what I've already done. So yeah, I'm just gonna hang out, read, fish. There's little brownies all over the place, just swimming up within yards of my feet here. So I'm gonna go get my fishing stuff and see what I can get. Okay, it's morning of day 5. Behind me is Upper Pine Lake. It's the first lake I'm gonna hit this morning on the way out from Honeymoon Lake, and ultimately the car, which is probably about 5.5 miles away at this point. Great night last night, hanging out with Frank and Audrey again. It's kind of party of 3 trip towards the end, which was fun. But yeah, nice calm night, a little bit warmer, just being at the lower altitude. So yeah, it was a great decision to stop, of course, yesterday at 2 and just hang out and fish and read and just really relax and enjoy it, instead of blasting out, which would have been horrible. So pretty smart decision. But anyway, 5 miles to go. All right, see ya.